we enjoying Plough Lane? How are we enjoying Plough Lane?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice stadium, isn't it? Yeah. It's done well. Yeah, it's done well. Oh yeah, we
we want to hear you. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Have you been down much to Plough Lane?
The new Plough Lane.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is the first time this season. I came a few times last year and previously, and that, you know.
Fantastic.
So no, it's good to come down, but it's where I live. It's a bit of a heck of a journey getting to Wimbledon.
Yeah.
You know, when I was here as a player and manager, it was easier to get here. There were more back doubles in which way to get. Now everything's shut off and it takes time. So I don't get down as much as I'd like to. I've been invited down. I nearly came down for the Notts County game actually, but something cropped up at the last moment.
You missed a hell of a game as well. 4-2.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can replicate that today with a few more goals. What are you hoping to see today?
Well, Swindon, I always remember when we played Swindon and Wimbledon, it was always a hard game. They were always a difficult side and that, and I expect that they'd be decent, you know, as such. I've seen them on the telly a couple of times and that, and they've got one or two dangerous players, etc. I mean, the thing is, you know, we like to see plenty of goals and, you know, a game like Notts County where you're winning 2-0, then it's 2-2 and you win 4-2. It's very good, but sometimes you've got to settle for 1-0 and win that game, or 2-1, you know, as such. And they're all, it's all for 3 points. You don't get any extra points for winning the game, or even, you know, as we know, you can win a game and not play well, and then you go somewhere and you play brilliantly and you don't win. So that's the way football is. It throws up these conundrums on occasions.
What have you made of Wimbledon players in terms of Al Hamidi scored? He's now top goal scorer. Have you seen much of him?
I've seen some of his goals on the telly and everything else, and one or two people I know come to the games, and I saw the game against Ramsgate. I mean, he's doing well and he's scoring goals, which is a terrific thing for the club, because scoring goals is one of the hardest things. You can do all their play, and he's obviously got the bit between his teeth. I mean, the problem is possibly if he, you know, ends up scoring plenty, there'll be somebody wanting to come along and pay money for him. But that is the way Wimbledon and a lot of clubs have to operate at any rate. And that, you know, the young, you know, fullbacks Biley and Curry, you know, they're encouraging with the young ages and everything else is. And it's you know, the team that you know, John's built has got a lot more of his personality in it. He's been involved in the players. You know, in my opinion, he inherited a side that was struggling, that was not top half Wimbledon of League Two, and what I saw of it, that's that season, and he's had to work with those players, and it was, you know, got a bit hairy once or twice as such, because the team, you know, were in that danger of relegation. But this year they've gone on and they've, you know, their away form has been terrific, you know, and that up there with the lot. And again, the good thing is that recently they've started to perform a bit better at home, or get the results at home. You know, I spoke to John a couple of times where he was disappointed where we didn't get a result at home when he thought we played really well, and the week before they got away with a point away from home when probably they could have got beaten. So I think he's settled with his side now, and I think there's a confidence about them, and they're you know, they're in a position where they can say, well, look, you know, can we get in those top 6 places, or 7, isn't it now? Yeah. 7, that's right. They're on their edge. So there's a few other teams in the same situation. I mean, Stockport did tremendously well. They come here and won, and they've carried on doing. John thought they were the best team they'd played. Yeah,
I agree.
At that stage.
They were fantastic. They were so strong when they came here, played some good football. Yeah, he's kind of got the job done.
Yeah. Well, he's a decent manager, Channeler. He knows what he's doing, and you know, they pay decent wages as well. You know, and so, you know, I mean, you look at Swindon, they get decent crowds, don't they? Yeah. And Mansfield have done brilliant. I mean, that was a good point at Mansfield. I thought Mansfield would be hard. It's always there. I thought, you know, if you push me, I'd have said I think we're going to lose this one. But I thought it was a terrific draw.
We were both unbeaten at the time as well, so neither of us had lost yet. Yeah. So I think it showed the strength of Mansfield and obviously yourselves too. And I agree. I think that was a really, really strong point.
They only lost one game, haven't they? Only lost one game. So how would you? I'm interested now. How would you have dealt with? So, you know, Johnny was saying about you inherited team. You were saying, how would you have dealt with the transfer windows? Because that's very challenging, isn't it? In terms of you have to do your business in certain periods, don't you? Yeah,
well, that was when I was around the first. There was no sort of transfer. When it closed in March, that was it. It was you did your business. I mean, you've got to identify what you're going to do in the transfer window. I mean, if all of a sudden, say, how many, you know, he might, excuse me, they might get somebody who wants to buy him this summer, this January. Do you sell him, but then all of a sudden you've got to replace him, and that's easier said than done.
That was our struggle, wasn't it, last season?
Well, we had about 3 players that had done well, all were sold and changed. So it's hard. You know, again, you know, you more or less took your players. If you took them on loan, you took them more or less for 3 months at a time, and you then either signed them or you didn't really. So it is tricky. I'm sure John really won't want any outgoings in this transfer window unless it's imperative. If something comes on that the club can't turn down, you have to do it. And,
of course, I think the team's so settled as well, isn't it? The team are playing like we said, we're unchanged from Monday, and so regularly we did last season. The season 4 see so many changes, and it's nice that he's found a starting 11 that he likes and are playing good football as well. You know? That's
right, and also it helps if you don't get no injuries. Yes. Sometimes you have to change the team because there's injuries as well. Yeah. I mean, he put a good team out because that Ramsgate, everybody expects you to win, but they're tricky results because the opposition have got, you know, nothing to lose. I mean, I was here when we went to Leeds and drew, and won at Burnley and drew in Middlesbrough. And, you know, so I know what it's like. There's a lot of decent players playing in non-league who know what they're doing. They're not useless. So you know, it was a good result to get 6-0 and professional really. Because Ramsgate, you know, have done well this season, and there was a couple of incidents where Ramsgate could have scored, and it would have been interesting to see if that would have pushed on, how that would have affected things. But then they, you know, after half time they killed it off, and it was just playing the time out then.
Before we let you go, a score prediction today?
2-1 to us.
There we go. That's what we like. Positivity. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Thank you very, very much.